Welcome back to the channel, and today I have a good one. So I played in this battle, and I played as Nabatea. And my ally was, I believe was Alice. I'm not sure how to pronounce this faction's name right here. But you can already tell, we're going against Sparta. And the Seleucids in this battle. Both are better factions than what we chose. So, if we want to win this, we're going to need to rely on strategy. And mostly strategy, and are keeping our archers alive. The archer ammo is going to be super important for this battle. Now, I brought some Nabatea noble swordsmen. And I brought the heavy Nabatean heavy archers. 4 of them. Now, I do have one other... Where are they? Yes, my thorax pikes. I brought pikes to the battlefield, because I had a feeling I would need them. My ally brought Oathsworn. Really good infantry unit. Let's see what else he brought. He brought some swordsmen. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. What, various swordsmen? Not sure. Then Celtic swordsmen, or no, Celtic warriors. He brought a variety of type of units. Now, I also brought over some axe warriors to be my initial frontline infantry. As you can see, we have siege towers all over, but we're not using them. Because our strategy was to not really take the gate, just neutralize it so the arrow towers from here and over there stop shooting at our troops. Because my plan was just to neutralize the arrow towers. I wasn't planning to actually go down and commit. I didn't see this when we were doing the battle. Ooh! Those hillmen got hit by the fiery balls of justice. And it looks like he's getting the Celtic warriors off the siege tower. And these Celtic warriors are going to destroy these hillmen. They're just a better infantry unit. And they're being focused down by the artillery from my ally. Now this is like the first engagement here. Just look at them climbing off the siege tower. Let's see if we can't see it. Oh, we can see some of the inner defense. So it looks like Sparta has some Spartan hoplites here. Seleucids. It looks like he was trying to go for them as well. He also has some thorax swordsmen up here in the front. Some eastern slingers. I don't know why he brought slingers to the battlefield, but I'll be honest, when my axe warriors got onto the walls, I'm not going to sugarcoat it, I used them as kind of like sponges to absorb all of the archer slinger ammo to exhaust their capabilities, like Javi and archer capabilities. And they're actually sticking in there quite well. Because to be honest, I left these guys here and didn't come back until later, and they were still quite had a decent amount of men left. And again here, so I saw that he had some levy pikemen and some heavy pike infantry, and I was not going to rush these thorax down there, because that is a death sentence for these axe warriors. These pikes are going to slaughter them. And these axe warriors have Javi capabilities, so I was using it, I believe, on these slingers. And as you can see, the Hillmen were no match. How many kills did this unit of Celtic warriors get? 109? To be expected, it's Hillman. The cheapest, pretty much cheapest unit you can get. Now he is moving up Thoric Swordsman. Again, I was using my Axe Warriors as a sponge for the infantry, the ammo the defenders had. Oh, it looks like one of the walls fell. Ooh, a nice hit with the artillery, killing 10 more of these Thorax swordsmen, and it's still counting? Are they being hit by archers? Or is it... Oh yes, I set up some more Axe Warriors because I wanted to neutralize this arrow tower over here in the corner. I also brought some cavalry just in case the Seleucids or Sparta tried to sally out. You'll see if they do or not later. Again, I wasn't trying to go anywhere near this until my ally had destroyed both walls. Now, how many kills did that artillery piece get? 42, decent, very decent, and it's still firing. Ooh, right into the lines of the Spartans. Now, both Spartan hoplites, not the elites of the Spartan faction, but they're hoplites. They can hold, and Spartans are known to hold choke points like this. You kind of have to think outside the box when you're trying to get rid of Spartans, and you want to use your ammo. Now, I don't know why he didn't just send this siege tower, but he's going to station it right in front of this artillery. I don't know why. Although this artillery now has 70 kills, it may get more. But I think it's close, or if not, out of ammo. Still no fighting of an infantry clash just yet. Now we do have some spears being thrown by my Axe Warriors on these Thoric Swordsmen. And they're getting some good hits off as well. Now, Spartans are going to come hold this. I was moving this unit of Axe Warriors over here because, I'll be honest, they didn't use their ammo for some reason, unlike the other two. Now, they're using some of it now on these Spartans, as you can see. They've taken a few damage, a few amount of casualties, but I think that was mostly from the artillery. They're going to take a couple kills here from these Axe Warriors. But then again, I was being a sponge. I was absorbing all their ammo that I could. And I'll tell you one thing. As soon as I see pikemen in the battlefield, there's one thing I try to do. Is archer them down. Because if I know there's pikemen on the battlefield, I will save ammo to the very last stand. Say if there's like no pikemen, I'll waste the ammo all on the archers or some elite units. But if there are pikemen, I'm not gonna waste I'm gonna at least keep 1 or 2 archer units in reserve with full ammo. Ooh, look, it looks like the Seleucids have sent up some Thoric swordsmen to deal with my Axe Warriors. Now, I think the Thoric swordsmen are a better infantry unit, I have to say. And I think the only reason they will win here is because there are slingers over here that will rack up kills on the backs of these Axe Warriors, because their backs are exposed. Now, again, I'm actually really glad how much ammo that they focused on these Axe Warriors. because my ally doesn't have to deal with it. I don't have to deal with it for my more elite troops. Now, these Celtic warriors will have a tough time against these Thorax swordsmen, but look at this. So, I was actually quite happy when they made this move because... Oh, and there goes a siege tower. Because when they did this, they left their flank to be exposed. This unit is not going to last long because they could send in this man right here. Or I could send in my noble swordsman in on the flank and just slaughter the Thorax swordsman unit. And do you know what he did in return? Because that is what I'm doing now. And good choice on my ally. Luring them out more so he can get a sturdy flank. And that is going to kill this Thorax swordsman unit. Again, I think he was a micro-ring on this side of the battlefield with my Axe warriors. Now, I did have my archers focus fire on those. Yep. The Seleucids are sending up some men to combat these Axe warriors because they want to get the gate back so it can keep firing on the infantry outside. I'm just letting you know, I keep that gate deactivated for the most part of this battle. I keep this gate deactivated in the beginning stages of this fight. I do not allow the Seleucids to rearm the gate. And the big push is about to start here in a minute. Now, one good thing is, me setting up my Axe warriors here, these swordsmen have used their ammo. They're exhausted. They've used it all, which is absolutely great for me. Now, unfortunately, these Axe warriors are going to get slaughtered, and I try to do a unique move of sending them back here. I think I should have left them in combat because I think they took even more losses by doing this. I pulled them back because I was trying to get... I was trying to do a nice move to where I was going to send men here, and I was going to send up these noble swordsmen. Unfortunately, these Axe warriors died before they could reach the battlefield with them. And also, good use of the archers with my ally, focusing down weak units, slaughtering how many? About half that unit right there. Impressive. And the main push, this is not going to hold. But what Sparta's doing, he's making a V for victory shape. And I was using some of my ammo here, but I didn't realize that my Nabatean heavy archers were actually firing. I didn't know that they were actually firing, and eventually I got them to stop because I didn't want to waste ammo on these hoplites. Because I knew we could break through here. Now, as you can see, these Axe warriors, they're still fighting with 80 men against 135. Now, I did send up my, another unit of Axe warriors. So I did have an extra unit in reserve. I sent them up here to use their ammo while these Axe warriors were in combat to weaken these pikes. As we go to this main fight here, the Celtic warriors are doing a great job, although some are tired. And I tried to send these Axe warriors down off the walls and to attack these Spartan hoplites. Okay, the thing is, when it comes to exit points, when it comes near a broken wall, there's sometimes it'll glitch out and you have to go all the way over here. Oh, we have a nice wall battle right here with some noble swordsmen and some thorax swordsmen. These noble swordsmen should win, although they did manage to rearm the arrow tower. Again, we were just trying to focus to kill as many as possible with saving as many troops. So I did manage to get them off the wall finally. And the Seleucids were sending a lot of good men here to support. But we had the floodgates open. Floodgates were open. We were sending in men. I had some Nabatean noble swordsmen come in. The Seleucids were supporting this front, and actually, I know my ally sent up some Celtic warriors, I presume. No, that one, I don't know. I'm just gonna call them swordsmen. But yeah, Sparta is gonna hold here. Because again, when it comes to choke points, Sparta is going to hold. And I saw this and I was like, oh, you did not just do this. So as soon as he gets men here, I position my archers, which makes these pikemen back off. And the reason I wanted them to stay backed off here, because they didn't move from here. Because they were scared of my archers. I had an archer unit waiting to get into position to shoot these pikes. Now, unfortunately, he just keeps them here to hold this flank. To be honest, I wouldn't have used pikemen this early. I would have kept them for the last stand. Because that's what pikes are usually used for, your last stand. You can also use them to break through units. The only time I would use the pikes if you're trying to break through units is if there's not an archer unit nearby. Now, we did have a solid strategy in this fight where we were using the siege towers to our advantage. Unfortunately, they backed up these thorax swordsmen with some Spartan hoplites, and they're being hit by slingers. Or actually, no, that's the archers. Oh yeah, I was shooting down the archers because they were going after noble swordsmen. I wanted to get them off the battlefield, or at least away from the battlefield. Because archers, I didn't want any archers or slingers left around when it came to when I sent in pikes or any elite units. Now, for me, my army was consisted of really only 4 axe warriors and mostly noble swordsmen. And we've pushed back the V formation. It looks like they're a little bit spread out here. And my allies doing a great job with the javies into the backs of these hoplites. They are winded. Or at least one of them are. We committed quite a bit here because we wanted to break through this front. We also set reserves here. Oh, I did this, which honestly may have been a bad move for me because I sent these noble axemen through these thorax swordsmen, and they sent archers up. That may have been a bad idea on my part. But what I was thinking is I wanted to neutralize this gate, so I had sent them through just so they can neutralize it. And here we go. You see that archer fire? In fact, we were focusing down the archers. My Nabatean heavy archers was focusing down these pikemen. Because I did not want them to come over here with these pikes. Reinforce, because that would have killed so many of our troops. Pikemen are infantry killers if they're left to their lonesome. Now, honestly, we chose like decent factions to attack with. Honestly, I thought Sparta was going to put more of a fight here. But it seems like he just sent in these 2 units and then the Seleucids sent it back up. Now we're finally managing to get through these Thorax Swordsmen and not these Hoplites just yet. Now I manage to send a force in, and I send this other force of Nabatean swordsmen out of here, of noble swords, because I wanted them fresh. They're tired. So I was exchanging troops from some fresh, getting the old ones out. Now, Sparta is going to hold multiple choke points in this battle. Smart move on the Seleucids for putting his pikes against the wall. Now, I did do quite a bit of damage to them. That's not going to change. And he's already sending in some slingers. That means he's used some of this ammo, which is good. And you can see they're aiming for my retreating noble swordsman. Now, he still has reserved ammo as well. He wasn't using all of it. But I was using a lot of their ammo on just a cheap infantry unit. Not really cheap, a middle type of infantry. Which was good in my case. Now, if you've been on this channel and watched one of my other videos of Total War, you know I've played as the Nabatea at least once before on this channel. Yes, I was trying to break through these. I was leaving an opening because I had some noble swords up here, and I set up some archers up here to get a shot on the slingers back here. They're taking some losses. I did this, and I thought they were gonna fire a lot more, but I was starting to kill some of these slingers, which I was happy about. Now he does have some Heroes of Sparta, which is a really good Spartan unit that can hold for a long time. But then again, as soon as we broke over here, we broke that one Spartan unit. You think I'm gonna charge in this way? No, I sent over this noble swordsman to deal with the thorax spears, or thorough spears. I move them, yeah, I move them now. Now we're gonna break these hoplites and these slingers. In my opinion, if I was Seleucid or Sparta, I would have sent another unit to hold here. Because if they hold back, you're stopping all of these troops from getting in the settlement. And oh, it looks like they switched up for Spartan hoplites on these walls. Still trying to get back the arrow tower. Now we are constantly switching men in and out. I'm now sending up some noble swordsmen to try to take the wall. And it looks like we're making some progress on these hoplites. Spartan hoplites up here. And I don't know why he set them in square formation. This kind of made it easier for my noble swords to... I think the only reason you would put these thorough spears in a box formation would really be when it comes down to cavalry. Say you're surrounded, putting them in box formation can help you out. Now, one thing I was going to do as soon as these thorough spears broke is I was going to send it straight for the Helot archers. Is that how you pronounce it? As soon as I broke these thorough spears, I was going to send it for those archers. Because archers, and look over here, I was breaking their slingers. I was wavering their slingers. Because once I get rid of enough of these archers, I won't have to worry about them late game. Or those are actually slingers, but still, they do damage. Quite a bit of damage, actually. Oh, we missed it, but he was thinking of sending in his pikes. So what I did is I acted like I was going to attack. I moved over this way, and I'm sending over. No, I sent a unit of noble Nabatean heavy archers into the city to fire on these levy pikemen. I sent them into the safeties of the back line that we've set up here, to where we're protected here. These archers can't be charged, because I was originally sending these guys back, but then I saw that he was sending over some more Thorax swordsmen, so of course I have to counter. Now, these slingers may return. I don't think they will. We surrounded these, or I surrounded these Thorax swordsmen, but good play on, I just gotta say, good play on the Spartan player for sending in these spears, because that stops these Thorax swordsmen from wavering. Now, I did manage to destroy the pike unit, and that opens this up to where my ally is going to send forces this way. Now, they've set up another position here. Again, I see pikes, you know what I'm going for. I'm going to send over an archer unit, and I'm going to start withering them down. Now, this is a long battle. In fact, I think the longest battle I've actually played. And man, even though these Thorax swordsmen are surrounded, they have 95 kills. These noble swordsmen are at 96, but they're about to break. And this noble swordsman right here is at 98. And we have another one that's at 12. Now, they're still being... I still have archers on these walls that have ammo. And I sent archers over here to support, or were they out of ammo? No, they still got their bows out. I think I was trying to go for the backs of these hoplites here. And it looks like I'm doing that. And I wasn't expecting this. My ally had equipped the siege towers he set over here earlier, and we surrounded these hoplites. And I gotta say, perfect timing, and I gotta thank him for the help, because he was shooting the backs of these Thorax swordsmen, which was helping me a lot, because this unit of depleted noble swordsmen weren't gonna hold much longer against a fresh unit. Now, we had finally taken the gate over here. But of course, they had to come ruin our fun of just like trying to get the gate open. And we did for like a few moments, but they had to sneak a few men in here. So, as soon as I noticed he was moving his pikes, or I noticed that there were pikes over here, because I was mostly focused on this part of the battlefield, because most of my troops were on this side. And to be honest, you're going to be watching the side with the most infantry you have on in a battle, especially a siege. And he tried to send his swordsmen to flank around, maybe try to use this as an exit point, get behind these Thorax swordsmen. But the Seleucids did counter him. Now, these hoplites are going to break pretty soon, because I sent up my archers that ran out of ammo, my Nabatean heavy archers, which they're decent in melee, I have to say. They lasted a lot longer than I expected them to. They're kind of like one of the infantry units, just that they have bows. Now, we weren't doing so well on... Actually, we're doing fine on this side. It's probably because he set up some Celtic warriors on these walls to shoot the backs. Now, I am finally depleting these hoplites here that have just been keeping me back. And I know that these heroes of Sparta are not going to move, because if anything, they're going to send forces from over here to try to support this. But I think he should just leave this, not send any more forces, because I can flank here. Now, his warriors are being shot by projectiles over here on this front, which honestly is decent, because I really did not like that the archers were focusing down some of my units when I sent them in. But it's better than not having them. It's better than them focusing down my pikes and archers. Because one thing that I did not do this entire battle, or that I did not notice, they did not even aim a single arrow at my archers. Which, well, they did later on in the battle, when it was late game. But, they did move up their pikes, and I did notice this, which caused me to get these noble swordsmen out of this fight. And I'm rushing in some infantry and some more. Yeah, I saw those pikes, and I'm rushing over another thing of Nabatean archers, because I still have 2 in reserve with full ammo, because I was waiting, seeing if they had more pikes. I'd used the ammo in my Nabatean archers, and they held here at this archer tower for so long. And here, they moved out and everything. As soon as they moved out, I was sending this depleted unit, tired, to try to get the flanks of this Heroes of Sparta. And we were constantly sending reinforcements. I back out my noble swordsmen. They rush over their pikemen, because he wasn't focusing on that. He was focusing on pulling out his Heroes of Sparta, because they saw I was about to flank him. Which, good on him for noticing. To be fair, this is just a stalemate for like a good, I think, 5 minutes. I don't do anything here for like 5 minutes. I focus on this front. I got my Nabatean archers in the wall, focusing down the pikes. Now, I think Sparta had 2 pike units. Now, again, I wasn't going to go in rushing in. And I think he noticed here, yeah, he noticed that his pikes were under fire, so he retreated them. And we can beat these hillmen and silver shield swordsmen, because now they're out here in the open to where we can flank them. And of course, I send over my archers to fire at these pikemen back here. Let's check out the other side of the battlefield is doing. Now, it does look like he's managing to dwindle down the Thorax swordsman over here. Again, I get my forces off the wall. I try to get them to rest, because I have nothing but depleted units on this side of the battlefield. Most of the men are in, I think, this archer unit of 114. And if you look in this battle now, I don't have much in reserves. I have cavalry. I've got my armored desert hoplites, and I've got my thorax pikes. This is all I have in reserve. Now I do have my general as well. So they did manage to dwindle us down. Because I admit I committed first and I took more casualties in the start of this engagement. I wanted to tell my ally not to use the ammo on these backs of these silver shield swordsmen. He should have just rushed them in. And the reason I say that, he should have focused the ammo on these pikes. And here, again, this is just a stalemate. It looks like that nothing exciting's happening here on the battlefield. It looks like they're just holding these 2 choke points. We now see the Spartan general, the heroes of Sparta. He did bring a lot of Spartan hoplites, though. I was expecting to see like the Royal Spartans, like the elitist of the elite for terms of the Spartan infantry. Now we do manage to break several units here. Again, we were keeping reserves just in case, but I finally decided to commit the rest of my forces that were outside the walls, moving them in. Because we needed to break through here, we needed to break through here. And this is what I did. I rushed over what infantry I had to try to go get behind these thorax swordsmen, because I noticed he sent a fresh unit. Not a fresh unit, but still sent reinforcements to hold my ally back. So I sent my own forces that were depleted, out of ammo, to go support. Again, stalemate here. We kind of just sat back here, or, well, I sat back. My ally sent in the oath sworn against these hoplites. Wow, look at their numbers plummet. Man, the Oathsworn are absolutely destroying the hoplites. And I managed to kill the Spartan pikes. My ally also helped in the engagement with his archers. In fact, let's check these archer units. How many kills? 138 and 208. I got a lot of kills with my archers. Now, I didn't even know he sent in his Oathsworn over here. Now, was he focusing down the... Yeah, he was focusing down the archers. I was also focusing down those archers, by the way. To be honest, he holds here still, surprisingly. He should have just gave this up earlier. Because if you notice, he's sending over more reserves. We control the walls. We can just put men on here, archers on here, and just start shooting at whatever units he sends. Yeah, I finally get my pike, or, nope, these are some more spears. My pikes have not yet committed themselves. Now, I do keep my archers over here, and I do send my noble swordsmen to get the backs of these thorax swordsmen. I also sent in trying to kill like some of these hoplites, but they may be heavy archers. They're not going to do that much damage when it comes to hoplites. Again, they're cheap units. Well, the archers are not cheap. Those are actually the most expensive archers for the Nabatean faction. Now, I think he pulls a retreat here. I'm not sure. In this point of the battlefield, I have mostly depleted units. I still have like one archer unit that still has full ammo, not been committed. Because for the sheer fact, I know that the Seleucids have another pike unit out there. In fact, how many kills did this Oathsworn get? They're exhausted, but they have 198 kills. And only lost about 20 men. That's impressive. Yeah, I sent over these armored desert hoplites because one, I saw they was moving troops up. And one thing you want to do in the battle, you want to keep the defenders spread it out. But you will have to make sure you also keep some troops nearby most of your army. Like, I think we were mostly trying to go through... We were trying to break through this the most. And see, I didn't even notice Sparta had... Or I think I did notice, actually. Yeah, I did notice that Sparta had another thing of pikes. So I focused them down. Or we technically focused them down. We did a great job of making sure these pikes stayed off the battlefield. Again, I think you should have just kept them for the last stand. Because... Or he should have committed this. But I think because he's having to micromanage between here, here, and here. In fact, he sent up his hoplites here because I was trying to charge the slingers. So I think he was microing over here when we were archering down his hoplite, or not hoplites, pikes. And in fact, we depleted them enough that they're not going to do much damage in a fight. Now I'm finally sending in my pikes. And we're finally dwindling down these Seleucid swordsmen, or thorax swordsmen. And we have to do something quick, because I notice my troops are breaking. I have to rush over these armored desert hoplites, because once this break, they can easily get behind my allies' swordsmen. So I was rushing my men over. Yes. So, I committed my pikes here because I noticed none of his archers were even focused on me. And that this archer unit ran out of ammo. So, I sent over my pikes to go take on these heroes of Sparta. In fact, let's go to the Spartans' point of view. They just see some desert pikemen coming in. And they have to hold. Now, eventually, I think he did notice I was attacking his heroes of Sparta with my pikes. Which, good on him, he managed to retreat them out. Didn't take any casualties, surprisingly. Oh, never mind, they just took, like, one casualty. Yes, I flee out of there because I noticed he's sending over these hoplites and trying to make it a big area, which makes it easier for them to flank. So, I do not commit here. I just hold. I just hold my ground here. Over on this front, they form another V formation, but these Oathsworn should be able to break through it quite easily. Now, he is sending his general over here, which... You know, if it's general unit, I'm also going to focus archers. Key units like that, I'm going to focus down. I didn't care if I was using ammo at this point in the battle, because there was only one pike unit left, so I wasn't worried. I still had a unit, or an archer unit, full of ammo, which I think is actually making their way over here. Yeah, they're right here. I moved them over here to try to take out the general for the Spartans. Oh, funny thing. This road was glitched. Neither the defenders or us, the attackers, could walk through this path. This road was glitched. So if you're wondering, hey, why aren't the Seleucids or the Spartans holding here? The road is glitched. Again, smart move on the Spartans for doing this. I did not commit my pikes any further from here because they did that. I am holding against these hoplites over here. while my ally is fighting against the other hoplites over here trying to break through. If we look in the terms of units left in the battlefield, we got like 1, 2, 3, about 5 units left from the Seleucids that we can see. The Spartans, it looks like they have the most infantry left. Yes, if you look here, I managed to flank. I pushed these archers that were out of ammo through this corner here and got behind these hoplites. We've got about 18 minutes left in this battle replay. Again, it's anyone's game. In fact, the only reserve I have that not seen combat are these cavalry. We do manage to get the Spartans to flee, and my ally. Actually, I think we broke the Spartans that were here. Yeah, he had sent another unit of depleted hoplites to hold, which they were getting swiftly destroyed here. I moved over my desert armored hoplites to help with this front over here. Because I saw this. The Seleucids are not going to send his general or whatever unit he has left, because he has to worry about these swordsmen that are trying to flank. I was a bit concerned when this unit did break. I think Celtic warriors that were fighting it. No, just the swordmen. So in about this point of the battle, we had just broken. Yeah, we had just broken. And I was rushing my archers that were depleted out of ammo and my cavalry. Oh, a mix of the general from my ally side and my cavalry to take down these hoplites that were retreating. We did not want them to be seen in late game. Even though it's a depleted unit, they can still hold. The general just got up to 9 kills. Wow, they absolutely racking up the kills on the Spartan hoplites. Again, I do nothing here. I don't know why he does this. I think we were just trying to wait it out. I think he was just trying to wait. Oh, I didn't know these Celtic warriors had ammo left. No. Again, I still have pikes. Eventually, they're going to fall back here from this position. We took this, and I moved men out of the way. I moved these horsemen, my cavalry, noble cavalry, out of the way. And these depleted unit of archers I sent to go capture towers. They go tower hopping, essentially. Now, I'm saying whatever forces I have left that were close to the side over here. I'm moving my pikes. I'm sending in my general. In fact, we're not even committing here. Because we knew we'd take more casualties here if we charged in. Oh, we missed it. So, he decided to send in his hoplites. And I thought my ally could hold here, which he's holding pretty nicely. So I sent over my armored desert hoplites to finish off the hoplites from Sparta. Both of them are tired. And I think good play. He's retreating. Or, I believe he's retreating, these Celtic warriors. Again, they still had slingers with ammo. I was still surprised. Although I think these slingers... No, they still had ammo by the looks of it. No? Yeah, they're getting to slinging formation. Of course they got ammo. Now, I was saying men this way. I was getting the swordsman that I had in reserve. We got some. Again, I was kind of using this to get these archer towers off my allies or Inai's back, So when we went around and went through here, because y'all didn't see them, or you barely saw them, those were the pikemen of the Seleucids. So what I did is I captured these two archer towers. Now I did set up my archers here, and I was aiming, but I was a little late to realize that he had slingers shooting at me. So eventually I do a fall back with these archers like a few times. But let's go to the action, where we have my allies general rushing into the Seleucid general and going right past him to the archers, to the slingers. These eastern slingers are going to get slaughtered by my allies general. Alice. I still can't pronounce the faction's name. And what I do is I send in these armored desert legionaries so that this general, a spearman unit, or no, shield bearers, but they are a type of spearman unit. I did not want him to go back and focus down my allies general, which is a noble horses. So I committed these armored desert legionaries that are exhausted. Now he finally fell back with his hoplites over here. It took me a minute to notice, but as soon as I see a general that's exposed, and we were doing a great job, we had finally cleaned up on this side, finally getting rid of these Spartans. The Spartans that was holding us off, they won't hold us off much longer. Now this is the only action happening on, but I gotta say, you gotta look at the shields. Look at the color of the shields. Now let's look at, can we see, and we can see some of my shields as well. From Nabatea. Looks like they got some Spartan shields in the mix with a whole lot of random. Now he's going to send in these swordsmen to help support my hoplites. And we have another major charge from the general. Although they just managed to destroy, or I managed to retreat, these armored desert hoplites because I noticed he was going for a charge, and they were wavering. We had amazing teamwork in this battle. Yes, I sent up these noble swordsmen, which I believe was a mistake. I sent them here to absorb the ammo of the slingers. In hindsight, that might have been a bad idea, because this is pretty much was a fresh unit of noble swords. Still is, but now they're being focused down by slingers. I think this was a silly play by me. I should have just rushed these guys in to do some damage against the general, which I did do eventually, like right now. But what I was worried about these slingers. I wasn't worried about these archers because they're down to 41 men. And it looks like we're about to commit, and we're about to surround this general, who's down to, actually still has a lot of men in his unit, but he noticed that I have men coming from behind, which he didn't notice. I was saying over these other armored desert hoplites, which was amazing, and he left. And now we can have a nice Seleucid sandwich. Having a nice Seleucid sandwich here. Of course, I was trying to send in these archers before they broke, or send in my troops before these archers broke. But we're about to have a nice Seleucid general sandwich. And here comes my allies general once again with the cav charge. Ooh, they managed to flip over that one horse. Now, surprisingly, his unit is still fresh. But then now he has to realize my allies general is just going to be doing hammer and anvil. And I noticed that my Armored Desert Hoplites was still here, so I made myself a nice Seleucid sandwich, with the bread being my hoplites. Now, I didn't notice that these noble swordsmen were being attacked, because I sent them over here just in case, to keep this unit here. So eventually we do send over, he sends over his depleted unit that are out of ammo of archers, which I'm happy he did, because now they're absorbing the ammo of the Seleucid's eastern slingers. Now there's roughly around 10 minutes left in this battle replay, and we can finally see what Seleucid did with his hoplites. I wasn't focusing on him in the slightest. I was sending over this unit of noble swordsmen to capture this capture point, to boost the morale of my troops. The Seleucid general is still alive, but that cav charge is going to do some damage to the Seleucid general. The Seleucid general was in this fight for a long time. He did not want to break. I believe it took my allies general to do several hammers and anvil on this unit of just shield bearers for the general before we managed to kill this general. This general caused us so many troops. It cost him a unit of swordsmen, a unit of archers, and cost me desert hoplites, but we finally managed to take it out. Now, I sent my general over here as well, because I wanted to send it over here to see if there was an opportunity to flank. And when I noticed that they had their axes out, their axes I believe, or their daggers out, I was like, move up the pikes. In fact, when I saw he's going in, I started moving these pikes up. Still with 160 kills. Or, sorry, 160 men. With 1 kill. But still, keeping pikes for late game is key when you're trying to break through a defense like this. These are the Spartan heroes. The heroes of Sparta. Trying to break through this with just regular infantry is not gonna cut it, even with these oaths sworn. Now, Seleucid is trying to help wherever he can, and I'm just constantly trying to keep an eye on where all of the units for the remaining of the attackers are. And I move up these these pikes. I move my hoplites up here though. And these hoplites of mine have a stare down with these heroes of Sparta here. They just stare them down. Smart move again, trying to lure me in. Because if he's probably gonna do this. He can't do this for much. I noticed that he still had ammo with these archers, and I was like kind of worried. So I think I pulled these guys out. And once I saw he was trying to lure me in, I was like, no. I was like, pull these pikes out. Now, I think my archers, they were depleted. They were focused down by those slingers. They still have some ammo left. Oh, I just want to mention this. You see how my generals here and these Thorax swordsmen are here? These Thorax swordsmen do no damage, and they just follow my general around for like a good, 2-3 minutes left in this battle? They follow my general. Once he noticed I pulled out my pikes, he resent over his Spartans to hold. So I sent in these noble swordsmen to help as well. It takes me a minute to reform my pikes. Eventually, I do send them back into the battle. See what I'm talking about? These Thorax swordsmen are chasing my general down. And I was like, okay, you can chase my general down. I'm not gonna care. And the reason I don't care is because while they're focusing down, it leaves one less unit to defend. And now that I see that the archers are now gone, or not necessarily gone, but stopped shooting, and I had just run out of ammo with these archers, I was like, I can't do this. I need to send in the pikes. Because, again, this still could be a win for the defenders. It's still either game here. Well, I know the result because I played, but it's still either the defenders, even though the balance power is heavily in our favor. I think the defenders are trying to go off a time victory. That is the only way they can win right now, is a timed victory. And again, we just have the showdown of the heroic Spartans and the desert and the armored desert hoplites. Yes, and the Thorax swordsman still trying to go after my general. And oh, I didn't want to miss this. So he sent up his Levy pikemen, and this was a mistake. Because he was trying to kill this one unit of, what, 33 noble swords. Which, to be honest, he should have just left them here. He should have left those pikes there. Because now that those pikes are gone, these swords, these noble cavalry, can now move in through these streets. And because they've got no forces holding this side, no idea where that Thorax swordsman went, though. They can now go and hit the backs of any of these units. Now, unfortunately, our little standstill came to a end when he decided to rush his, or send in his heroes of Sparta. Because truth be told, I was just waiting until this flank fell. Which it did. And he was about to send in these hoplites to go to the backs of my Thorax pikes, so I rushed my archers that were out of ammo to fight them. And with the pikes behind and these Oathsworn in the front, this hoplite unit is going to break. Oh, here we go. This is what I was talking about. This is where, ooh, we finally see the Thorax swordsman. They rush right head in to the Thorax swordsman. And we get a back charge with my general right into the backs of these Thorax swordsmen, making another Seleucid sandwich. I was surprised I was breaking these hoplites with my archers. Although I think they turned the tides here, yeah. In fact, I don't even think these pikemen even finished them off. But this pike unit still has 48 kills, which is pretty... And they've only lost one guy. So we... Also, this was a mistake. He should have just... You should have, like, fought these armored desert hoplites a long time ago. And what I was doing here, I was constantly doing a hammer and anvil. Pulling Cav out, sending Cav back in, just hitting these Thorax swordsmen. With 1 minute left in the battle. Now, they could still win if they're going by time. But I don't think the defenders have this. I think, as us, the attackers, we saved our ammo. We saved enough men. And I saved my pikes. Which was big for breaking through this choke point here. And these Seleucids were just breaking on their own. They were breaking to one cavalryman. Can you believe this? They were wavering, and that cavalryman deserves a Medal of Honor because he broke a Thorax Swordsman unit by himself. And that is a wraps on this battle replay. The Spartans and the Seleucids could not hold onto the weight of the army of Nabatea and his ally. Make sure to like and subscribe. That was an awesome battle replay. And we had about even numbers when it came to troops. If they held in the beginning defense, I think they could have won if they kept holding that beginning choke point. I think they would have won. Also, I think they should have kept their pikes back. For that way, they could have held on to more troops. And those pikes would have killed several of our forces when it came to those choke points. So for them not having those pikes in the end really hurt the defenders. So I hope y'all enjoyed. Remember to hit that like button and subscribe button for another Total War replay. I will also be having a Total War live stream come here soon. So stay in tune for that.